FRK was born on the morning of October 25 in the Kemat district of Abikota. From available information, she had a pleasant and secure childhood with parents who were not wealthy but were financially comfortable and respected by both the African and European communities in Abikota. FRK's father was a successful trader and her mother was a dressmaker. They both fervently supported the Western education of Africans, including girls. Their region was one of the first areas in Nigeria to leave itself to construct schools that admitted at primary level both girls and boys, followers of traditional religions, Muslims. From the very beginning, FRK was educated equally with others and in a very diverse community of learners. But not to forget, it was at primary level where there was space for girls. FRK's parents wished her to remain in Abikota and thus joined with several other families to convince the principal of AGS. The first class of girls was admitted to the AGS, including FRK, who, like her future husband with the first cohort of boys, was the first on the roll of the new class of girls, thus earning her nickname Bere. In 1917, because she was considered an excellent student and had taken her junior preceptor's examination, FRK was chosen by the principal to teach the girls in the younger grades. In 1919, believing that she had learned all she could at the AGS, FRK's parents wished to send her to England. They did not have sufficient financial means to do so by their own, but with the help of friends and family, FRK was sent to England to continue her education. By the time FRK left for England, she and her future husband had already begun courting. She briefly considered staying home and marrying him, but her father insisted that she should be continuing her education and that, if the romance endured during her time away, it would be on a solid footing. FRK attended Wincham Hall School for Girls in England. As with many girls' schools of the time, it had been as much a finishing school as an academic curriculum. She boarded with a British family named Horsfield, who were a contact with her great-uncle. She later reported that the family were good to her, but she had several negative experiences connected to her race and national origin while in England. In September 1922, FRK returned to Abikota. The following year, she began teaching the female students of the AGS and was later named the head teacher there. The Reverend Ransome Kuti resumed courting FRK, and they were married on January 20, 1925 in Abikota. The couple had 4 children, a daughter and 3 sons, Dolup and the 3 sons Olikoi, Ulfela and Bekolari. Each of the children professed that their mother's involvement in social justice issues had a profound effect on the careers they chose and the work of their lives. The daughter followed in her mother's footsteps and studied in London. Olikoi Ransome Kuti, known as Koi, studied pediatric medicine at the University of Dublin in London. He served as the Minister of Health for Nigeria for 7 years starting from 1985. He was very active both within Nigeria and in the international arena. Olufela is the best known of the Ransome Kuti children and was the closest with his mother. He was an internationally acclaimed musician. There are many articles about Fela and his music in the New York Times, the Chicago Tribune, and other major media outlets. Bekolari Ransome Kuti was also a medical doctor and for several years a national vice president of the Nigerian Medical Association. He was also an internationally well-known human rights activist, and in 1988 was appointed by the Commonwealth Medical Association to the Eminent Persons Advisory Group on Human Rights. It was on 1920 FRK began her first women's organization, the Ijebu Ode Young Women's Club. It primarily offered instruction in various social skills such as handicrafts and cooking to young women of the elite family. During these early years, FRK and many women like her straddled the culture of Africa and Europe and were neither completely African nor completely European in their lifestyle and beliefs. They used Yoruba names and spoke the Yoruba language, but also demanded the right to an academic European education and employment in the civil service and to participate equally with men in the early nationalist parties. Thank you for following me till now. This one is the short get-to-know story of our Lionesses. There are many to come who was amazing by their time. Visit my account and subscribe my channel and leave any kind of comment, including who you think the African community would be happy to know. Thank you and see you.